Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another TBC Classic Arena Guide. My name is Kargoz, and we're going to do a Warlock macro guide here. So here I am in Chathra in the beta, and been getting a feel for things in the arena, seeing what macros work, what macros don't work. This may not be the most comprehensive list on the planet Earth. There could be more macros I'm missing. If there are, feel free to throw them down in the comments below. We can pin them. I'm also going to put all these macros into a Google Doc, which you can click and just copy paste into your own game client. So let us begin. All right, let's just bring up the macros and start chipping away at it, boys. All right, what do we got here? First macros, just under here, are just targeting macros. Target arena 1, 2, 3. I keep them over here on the right side. You don't necessarily need to have these shown. You can have them hidden on like a Domino's action bar. I have a few Domino's action bars just hidden here. Fear arena 1, 2, 3. Tongues 1, 2, 3. Lock 1, 2, 3. But we'll get to that in a second. I use the Naga mouse to target. I use pretty much the most high impact buttons on the Naga mouse, which are 1, 2, and 3 on the Naga mouse. So target arena 1 with no space is exactly how it works. This is the syntax. Works perfect. You don't. I haven't tested just //tar, but target arena 1 works. Moving on. That's a PvE macro, banish macro. I'm missing a piece to this. Having a mouse over banish macro is very useful. I haven't gotten that one working, but this is just what I use. Oftentimes in arena, it'll be worth it for you to try to banish the enemy warlock pet, and sometimes you can risk it and just try to banish it, just straight up. But it's risky, you know, so it definitely hedges against that risk if you throw in elements up on the target first. So just a simple cast sequence reset macro. Moving on, we just have a Curse of Agony macro with Amplify baked into it, just to make sure. Amplify is a small cooldown, and it's something that it's tough. If you have it bound separately all the time, you'll forget about it. It'll slip through the cracks. So unless you're playing at the super extremely high skill levels, and you know you're just managing, you're playing perfectly right, and you're just at that stage where you have full and complete control of your character, I don't think it's a bad recommendation. Just bake it in here. I also have one macro baking it into exhaustion as well. Next up, we have Devour magic macros. These are super important. One of your main pieces of utility, right? The idea to defensively or offensively purge. So you can do one cast at yourself, no dead. I don't think this no dead part is necessary. It improves the macro a bit, I heard, but you could just do, you know, target yourself, cast Devour magic. It's not that serious. The juicy ones are target party 1. It says amplify magic, not curse. Oh, yeah. Okay. Amplify, yeah. Make sure that's right. Sorry, I made a bunch of these this morning, so that's why I kind of wanted to do this. Good call, my man. Alright. Amplify curse, there it is. Where did we leave off? Oh yeah, Devour magic. So target party 1 works. So target party 1 isn't yourself. Target party 1 is your like your 2's partner, right? And then target party 2 is your 3's partner, if that makes sense. So you just have a set of 3 macros. You're good. Next is just a focus sphere. You can macro this, just memorize this, right? / cast, then in brackets, target equals focus, close out the bracket, and then put the ability in. You're going to need that for, like, you know, almost a large swath of your abilities. So try to come up with a system. Would my recommendation for me, like a E is just normal fear, control E is focus fear, Q is spell lock, control Q is focus spell lock. Same thing with spell lock, same deal. Same thing with tongues as well. You're just gonna have a ton of those focus macros. And this is one that is not handy right now on the beta, but it will be handy eventually. And it's a Feldom Summon Fellhunter spell lock macro. And there may be a way to tweak this further and improve it so that you can disable the auto cast on Tainted Blood and Paranoia and all the other stuff to make sure it just immediately spell locks as soon as you summon it. This works just fine. The only issue on the beta right now is that when you resummon your Fellhunter, the cooldowns of the abilities don't reset, so you can't do your classic, you know, spell lock, coil, spell lock back to back. But they should fix that at some point. So this is a super handy macro to have. for sure. You know, just a straight up focus macro as well. So pick a really, really like just convenient and nice bind, a juicy bind that's very snappy and easy and doesn't take much skin off your back, or you're just not going to use focus target much, right? So for me, my focus target bind is on caps lock. This is just a visual. This is nothing. Don't worry about that. Another one that I use on Q is I bake my sacrifice into my spell lock. So sometimes if I have a void walker out, basically Q for me is like the primary cooldown ability for your pets, right? You might be able to put intercept on here for your Felguard too, and just kind of bake them all into one. That makes sense. This is one that I came up with this morning. It seems to be working okay. It's a pre-game macro. You still have to do a bit of legwork, because this is only going to affect you, but it should just like take your brain out of the equation. You can kind of chill a little bit more in the pre-game stage. So I'll use the macro right now, so you can see it. Yo, cheesy goodness, thank you so much for that. 9 months, bro. Tier 1, making it into the YouTube video too. What's up, cheese? All right, I mean, I'll use it. I mean, it's just a long ass cast sequence string with a reset as 6, because the cast time on Spellstone is 5. So cast sequence reset 6. You just put all your junk on here, so it looks like, you know, it's like this. I just hit my macro. I'm talking to chat. I'm not griefing my teammate. I'm making multiple ranks of Hellstone. We're chilling. It's Money Shades. We're always talking about how a Warlock should just man up and spend like 20 minutes to write it all out, and basically did that this morning. So, as you can see, we have the Void Walker, so you can just like sack it and you'll be good to go. So you would ideally just, you know, buff your pre-summon Imp outside of the arena, zone into the arena, buff Fire Shield on everybody, and then hit this macro. Then you can trade Hellstones and stuff after the fact, but at least eliminates a little bit of the energy there, right? Might be it. Oh, Totem Stomping macro. Totem Stomping macro. So this I have down to Foot Pedal. So my foot pedals, I have a 2-button foot pedal. Left foot pedal is Devour Magic. It's a brand new bind for me. I'm trying that out today. I'm hoping I remember that. And then right foot pedal is for Totem Stomp. And the reason why Totem Stomp works so well on a foot pedal is that you try tapping a button on your keyboard or your mouse while maneuvering and playing the game normally. Like doing everything you got to do while tapping a key. It's just very awkward. Feels very bad. It's nice to have it in its own little compartment, your own dedicated extremity that's handling totem stomping and that stuff, and it just works out. Like, I swear, it just meshes with your brain a bit better. So that's what I do. Also, this is a slept on macro as well. You'd be surprised. I want to say most Warlocks don't have this macro. And it's just a macro to switch from your Spellstone to your wand, and then for you to shoot. So most Warlocks are just going to bind all this stuff separately, and it's kind of a nightmare. So what I do is I pretty much start every single game, without exception, with Spellstone equipped, and, you know, because you can't see who you're fighting against in the pregame screen. And then, you know, once you get out into the arena, you can see, it's Rogue Warrior or some kind of meme comp. You can just swap to the wand right away for a little extra stats. But more often than not, I want to say like 80% of the matchups you want to keep that Spellstone on. Even something like against, you know, Druid Rogue or Hunter Druid, or so there's pretty much always something you can Spellstone, right? You're up against the Warrior, like you have Shepherd Pain on you. I feel like it's very valuable to have that Spellstone on. Anyway, you have your Zug macro. This is a bit dangerous. I really should not bind these together. I'd say it depends on your comp, though. If you're playing a comp like Roguelock or something, like, it's kind of fun to just bind them together. Now that I'm playing with a Disc Priest, like today, it's a bit risky, and also takes away one of your advantages of just macroing Blood Fury in with your on use. It's nice because you have really strong dots for that time, but you can actually use Blood Fury advantageously to connect with a large heal and remove a Mortal Strike effect like Wound Poison or Mortal Strike on you. But you get it, on use with whatever else you got. You can throw an Amplify Curse in there if you'd like as well. Devour Magic macro, just a straightforward one. Focus Agony, Focus Coil, Focus Corruption, Focus Siphon, Focus UA. All this stuff, what I will say to make your bars a little bit cleaner is you can hide an action bar. So I have these two hidden, right? They're still effective, but they're hidden from sight. So for me, like, I just I take one modifier, one class of modifier, and just say this class of modifier is going to be focused. Now I'm not like super consistent with that because I have control here for lock and fear, but at least for my dots I do, and coil. So it's shift 1, shift 2, shift 3, shift 4. If I hit shift 1, I know I'm hitting the focus with them. This is target arena 1 fear, target arena 2 fear, target arena 3 fear. So this is a new set of binds that I'm trying out today, and I did a few scrims before this and it was working out quite well, where I'm using control and then 1, 2, 3 on the Naga, control 4, 5, 6 on the Naga to put tongues on the different arena targets. That might be it though, guys. I think that's it for the binds. I'm trying to think here. Just don't want to leave anything out. If you guys have anything for me, let me know as well. There might be some other magic you can work in here, just little ones thinking off the bat. You might be able to, you know, bake some of these utility curses like weakness and elements into like a shift modifier macro or some kind of macro you can consolidate. You can just consolidate a lot of this stuff and clean it up a bit, I bet. You know, there might be a macro to consolidate Hellstones and have them all into one. I think that's about it though. Yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed, and see you next time.